Social media farms your psychic energy by schizo dumps. Now, I was just telling the stream, man, you gotta be careful when you're using these social media platforms because if you don't play on the algorithm will play on you. If you don't run game on the algorithm will run game on you. Let's get into it, bro.
All right, so for this video, I'm going to be talking about how social media is being used as a way to factory farm loosh from the population. I think that the
Hmm.
archons in this realm, like the rulers of
You're
this realm, the people that run this psychic energy farm, I think that they're pivoting towards social media and technology in order to generate loosh. I think that it used to be that the archons.
Now, mind you, the one that controls the media is the one that controls the minds. The one that controls the media is the one that controls the minds. Just keep that in mind.
Focused on the physical realm and physically causing pain,
Or I say the one that controls the media is the one that controls the unconscious mind.
physically causing anguish, physically causing chaos in order to generate loosh. But I think that the archons constantly search for new ways to generate loosh from the human population, and I think that social media and and the internet is sort of like the newest way to sort of generate loosh on a mass scale. And I think that especially with short form content like YouTube Shorts.
I need to lose. Oh, I'm going scrolling and arguing online gives me energy. The more obsessed you are, the more I lose. I lose. Oh God, I'm lose. What the fuck? Oh my God, bro.
Like TikTok or whatever, I think that what it's designed to do is that it's designed to essentially stimulate your emotions in as like as quick succession as possible, like in rapid succession. Like these social media apps, they're essentially designed to bombard your brain in order to get you to generate all these emotions at once. Like you scroll through one YouTube short, you see like you see a woman's tits, you're fucking horny or whatever. Like you scroll to another one.
What it does, it plays on your five senses. Probably not smell or touch, but sight, hearing. Oh shit, education terrible. It plays on your five senses though. It plays on your senses. What social media does, it plays on your senses. So yeah, again, when it shows a bad shorty look good and she's half naked, what that is stimulating that root chakra and that it's stimulating the lower chakras, the lower aspects of yourself, that animalistic aspect of yourself, and that's what gets farmed off of the lower animalistic aspects of yourself, because that is the aspect of yourself that is in action, that is reacting to everything. And 9 times out of 10, it is reacting from a place of negativity and not positivity, or in a sense, higher vibrations.
You see something political that makes you angry. You scroll to another one, you see news in the world that makes you fearful and stressful. You scroll to another one, it makes you laugh. You scroll
Loosh,
to another one,
loosh,
it makes you
loosh,
pissed off for some reason, right?
loosh.
And you look at, if we want to look at lust, if we want to look at the amount of lust provoking imagery in society, I've talked about how, the adrenal glands, which are associated with cortisol and adrenaline, I've talked about how the adrenal glands are connected to the root chakra, and the glands of the body are
All of the
connected to the
adrenals.
chakra system, right? So
All of
the
the
adrenal glands are
adrenals.
correlated with the root chakra, with being associated with basic survival, fear
Hmm.
for your safety, right? Like just basic
The
stuff like that. And
testes.
then you have so that's the
Or no,
lowest chakra, which is
I think
the
so.
majority of what this realm wants you to feel. It wants you to feel stressful. It wants you to feel fearful of the things around you. But if you
In
go to
basic
the second lowest
survival.
chakra, it's the sacral chakra, which is associated with the prostate gland in men, and it's associated with the womb in women. Okay, so and the second lowest chakra is associated with sexuality. It's associated with lust, essentially, and this is why I think that there's so many, there's so much lust provoking imagery in society, especially if you look at my generation of men. If you look at like Gen Z men, if you look at young men who grew up with the internet, It's extremely easy for us to access pornography. It's extremely easy for us to.
I was just telling the stream this, bro. I literally had to get off Instagram for this reason. It is so easy to see core. It is so easy, bro. Like, I'm not saying it's no different on TikTok, but you can. TikTok has this feature where you can kind of play on its algorithm. Instagram does too, but I've been on TikTok a little longer. I like TikTok, but Instagram, bro, it's just like, damn, for like, oh my god. Yeah, it plays on that. It plays on that. Uh, Notice how this is the main tool that they go for again for that animalistic brain. They want you in your animalistic brain, that left hemisphere of the brain, so they can get you down to these two chakras. And notice how majority of content today stimulates this one and this one, lust and fear. It's most majority of content is geared towards this. Majority of what goes on today is geared towards this.
Access stuff in order to goon to, right? And whenever you goon, you're generating loose, you're gooshing, right? Oh my gosh, I'm gooshing. I'm gonna goosh, right? Right. But so I think that the amount of lust provoking imagery in society, the fact that
Bro,
everything
what?
is sort of hypersexualized, even if you look at Hollywood
I'm
movies,
good,
right? It
dude.
makes me think of like whenever I would go to watch movies with my parents, or like or anytime we would have like movie nights or whatever. I remember, there'd be some times where there would just be like a random sex scene in the middle of the movie for just zero reason at all. Like it's just like a random sex scene. There's no reason for it. It doesn't add anything to the plot, but like the directors just put it there for no reason. And like that type of stuff pisses me off. But I think that is one of the reasons why, society is sort of hypersexualized. Why there's so many, there's so much lust-provoking imagery sort of shoved into people's faces, is because that is also a form of low vibrational, sort of loose energy that can be harvested from the chakra system. And I think that what short form content like YouTube Shorts and TikTok is designed to do. It's designed to provoke or to stimulate as many emotions as possible in as quick succession as possible. In order to make your energy field sort of light up like a Christmas tree, right? And sort of lighting up like Christmas lights.
And it's
And,
spilling.
and I think that this is a way of sort
Start
of
spilling.
factory farming loosh. It's a way to sort of technologically farm the emotional energy of people.
Mind you, look, if they can get you to your animalistic brain, the left hemisphere of the brain, the action aspect of your brain, the one that is reacting constantly, not thinking but reacting. They can get all those, and then they can get all those emotions out. All that shit is getting spilled out of you. That's why by the end of it, a lot of y'all be feeling like y'all drained by the end of like doom scrolling or scrolling in general. Y'all be feeling drained because you had one, you were in this. You are vibrating this low with all those emotions spewing out of you and basically being harvested. All that that's what it is. Emotional energy that is loose. That all that loose. Gimme. That's what these archons eat up, man.
By yet again stimulating the emotions in rapid succession, right? And this is why, like, I think you can feel exhausted after you go on like a doom scrolling session for for an hour or two, or like for 4 hours or whatever. You feel exhausted because your emotional energy is drained. You've felt like there's so many different types of emotions that you're essentially drained of that energy, right? And where attention goes, energy flows. So if your attention is being directed to 1,000 different places, it's like the human energy field is like a water balloon. It's like you're poking holes in your energy field, and no matter how much water
Leaking.
you try to fill the water balloon with, it's like your energy's leaking into like 1,000 different places
Yup.
at once. And I think that there is this sort of attack on people's attention spans. I think that I read this book on chaos magic. I think it's Liber Null and Psychonaut. I was reading this book on magic, and they talk about how being able to focus on one thing to the exclusion of everything else is one of the keys to magic. The ability to concentrate on something, uh, you know,
Present. Being in the present. Focus on one thing. Your mind is focused on one thing. Your body is focused on one thing. The mind is focused on one thing. Your thoughts are focused on one thing. As well as the body is focused on one thing. The matter is focused on one thing. all of those energies are focused on one thing or one task.
Yet again, to the exclusion of everything else is one of the keys to manifesting. Is one of the keys to, if you stare at a sigil, if you're trying to concentrate on something, if you're trying to concentrate on on an image inside of your head, right? Just, things like that are key to magic. And so I think that there is this sort of attack on our magical and psychic abilities by attacking our attention span, in this way, where yet again, where attention goes, energy flows. And if your attention is being directed towards 1,000 different things, right? If you're watching like 1,000 YouTube shorts, per hour, then your attention is being leaked into 1,000 different places. And I think that, like, there's also that aspect as well, where it's like where attention goes, energy flows, but it's also the attack on the bombardment of your emotions, essentially, in order to generate loosh. And another thing that I want to sort of talk about is like when it comes to the internet, which is kind of funny, is that you know, can you imagine how much loosh is generated through arguing online just daily? Because I mean, like, it never ends well. Like, it never ends with like a proper discussion. There's never any empathy. There's never any, maturity. There's never as soon as people get onto the computer screen, people act like basically adult children. Like there's zero. Like it's just
On the screen, people act like that in real life, bro. Oh my god, bro, it's worse nowadays, bro. People act like that in real life. People are stunted, bro. It's crazy.
every single disagreement devolves into name calling. It devolves into ad hominems. There's no actual meaningful discussion that happens online, right? And you know what's the interesting thing is I think that it used to be that the internet used to be my escape from the real world, and now it feels like the real world is sort of my escape from the internet, right? But yet again, can you imagine how much loosh is generated from people just arguing online, people calling each other names online? Because yet again, like even though people say, oh, it's just on the internet, bro, it's just the internet. The anger, the stress,
That
the
shit turned
snooting
into a
out
real thing.
to other people online, like whenever people say something to you online, even though it's just online, like your subconscious mind detects
Doesn't
that as a threat. Like the
It's the
human
real
brain has
thing.
not evolved or changed or been able to adapt to this thing called the internet. So it perceives, like whenever people argue with you online, it perceives that as like a real threat. Like your brain can't help it. Like it's not even something that you're doing. It's something that your subconscious mind is doing, and it perceives it as a threat, and so it generates the stress, the cortisol, the adrenaline, the fear, the anger, yet again, all the low vibrational energy that generates illusion. So whenever people argue online, whenever people call each other names online, that is a huge loose generator, and it is kind of a waste of time. So like this is why you should never debate anyone online. This is why you should never argue with anyone online. Just if you don't engage, if you decide not to be a part of the process, if you decide not to be a part of the system, then you're not going to feed. If you don't feed the system, it doesn't feed on you, right? If you have this sort of non-reactive sort of mentality of on it, then you're not going to get as loosed. Like I do think that the internet does have a way of also like removing the humanity of
Oh,
people. I think that like
what's going on, bro?
it's the same sort of psychology or the same sort of principle behind why masks are a thing. Like whenever if you look at like all the masks that we had to wear during 2020, like that is it's a humiliation ritual because it like covering your face removes your humanity, it cloaks your humanity, right? And it's the same reason that like riot police wear masks. It's the same reason like serial killers wear masks, is because it basically cloaks your humanity, it cloaks your I guess like your ability to be perceived as like a real person that people can have empathy with. That it basically covers it up, and I think that the internet has a way of doing that. Where if you're hiding behind a profile picture and a keyboard, like people say, like people behave one way IRL, and they behave like a completely different way whenever they go online. Like it really is a thing. Like where like people say shit and do shit online that they would never do in real life, and it's almost like they're expressing their shadow. It's like they're expressing like their sort of shadow self
That's this
of like the stuff that
that's exactly what it is. The internet is literally the mind. Now I've been trying to understand this concept because I didn't make this concept up. I heard this concept, but I've been trying to understand this concept more and more. But the more and more I'm starting to like get into it, the more and more I'm starting to understand like the internet, your internet or your social media, the social media is meant to like be like a manifestation or like damn near a manifestation of your subconscious mind. It's real crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. When you see people doing certain things or saying certain things, you obviously know they wouldn't be saying in real life. It's because people operate within people's subconscious mind comes to the conscious mind as soon as they basically the internet is like your algorithm or your social media algorithm is based on like it's like your subconscious being manifested. I'm gonna get more, bro. I'm telling you, the more and more when I start understanding this concept more and more, I'm gonna start really giving y'all the game. But like, it's actually kind of crazy, and it's crazy to see because you can see people's shadows leak into social media. Like you can see people's shadows, like aspects of people that in real life they'll say, "Oh, I got manners. I wouldn't say that." The shadow that people push down when they're in real life, they they bring right on onto the internet. It's so crazy to see. It actually is, but hey, man, that's the program, I guess.
They're not allowed to do in the real world, or they're not allowed to say in the real world, right? Which I think that there can be some benefit to that, but yet again, it does feed into the loosh harvesting machine, which is why you have trolls, which is why you have energy vampires, which is why you have just psychos just saying random stuff to try to piss people off, the whole rage baiting stuff, which I think that there are a lot of energy vampires online where like they essentially try to provoke people in order to get them mad. And I think that there might even be rage baiting bot accounts. I think because yet again that definitely feeds into the generation of loosh, the generation of low vibrational negative energy. From the internet is if you can just get people mad at each other, if you can get people stressed, fearful, anxious, and yet again, like there's also that component of lust
Depressed.
as well, like getting all the lust-provoking imagery, all like because I mean, like think about it this way, like there are two main things that people go on the internet to do, and that is to to get mad at stuff, to argue with each other, and to goosh, right?
I wouldn't say that. Some people genuinely be coming on here to get a laugh. I know, again, when I get on TikTok, I'll be trying to get a laugh out, bro. So I'm saying, even though certain like I try to strafe away from brain rot brain rot content as much as possible, but it be funny as shit, bro. Like it be funny, bro. But I don't think majority of people come on I don't think everybody come on the internet to just, figure out what's the next thing they can argue about or what's the next chaos uh chaos dope they can uh intake next. But you know.
I'm gooshy, I'm gonna goosh. Right, like those are the two main things that the majority of people seem to do online is like they argue, they get mad at stuff, and they go online to goon, basically, which are like, and yet again, that's associated with the two lowest chakras in the chakra system, right? And I've been sort of like withdrawing from the internet. I haven't interacted with the internet in a while. Like my cortisol levels are way lower. I'm way less stressed. I'm not as stressed as whenever I'm chronically online. So I definitely think that social media and the internet is definitely a tool that the archons are using in order to factory farm loosh, in order to sort of bombard you with all these different things that you can pay attention to. Yet again, where attention goes, energy flows. Your attention is being fragmented. It's being fragmented into 1,000 different pieces, and you're being bombarded with these things that stimulate all these different emotions. You're feeling 1,000 emotions a second. It's not something that the human brain is meant to do. It's not something that the human brain and like the body is designed to sort of handle. And this is why you feel drained anytime you spend a long time on the internet. But I just kind of wanted to talk about that because I definitely see that. Especially with the AI stuff, especially with the agenda to hook human beings up to AI with the brain chip, I think that the archons are sort of moving towards the technological ability to
What?
generate emotional responses, the ability to generate consistent, rapid fire, emotional responses from the human being using technology. And especially whenever they put a chip in your, if they put a chip in your brain, it's fucking over. It's wraps. Right. So I think that that is one of the things that is behind the agenda for the brain chip, is that they want human consciousness hooked up to a technology that they can directly control, and they can directly control your emotional state in order to control you, and also in order to generate loosh, right? So I think that that is some like real Black Mirror shit at the end of the day. But yeah, I definitely think that the Archons are definitely moving towards a more technological format when it
Technomancy. Y'all ain't get that from me though.
comes to how they generate.
Oh man, that shit was just on repeat. That shit was echoing the whole time. That's tough.
With the negative energy in this realm, right? But yeah, that's the video.
Good video, good video. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Very insightful video. I just, yeah, I wouldn't say get off social media, bro. Like, I'm not gonna be one of those self-help gurus. You need to become a monk and get off, get off TikTok. Uh, read a book. Uh, you need to be in meditation all day. You need to work out all the time. I'm not gonna be a self-help guru. I don't care what you do. Just do it from a place of awareness and being present. Do it from a place of you understand yourself. So you understand what makes you feel good, what makes you feel bad, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Do it from a place of awareness and presentness. That's it. I'm not gonna tell you this technique works, this technique works. Don't do this, do this. No. Figure out what works for you. Go within, figure out what works for you. Once you figure out what works for you, you'll have your answer. The answers lie within. Good video, good video, good video.